Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalatu wassalamu ala Rasul Kareem. I would like to welcome all the faculty members once again to another tutorial on behalf of Deanship of E-Learning and Distance Learning for Northern Border University. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create your question banks. So to go ahead with this tutorial, let me change my interface language to English. Log in with my Iqama ID or national ID without the first digit of my Iqama ID or national ID. So let me log in. Once you log into the Blackboard account, you need to go to the courses, select the course in which you would like to create your question bank or bulk questions. So I'll choose this course. And if you remember in the previous tutorial, we created a test going to the control panel. Inside the control panel, you have a choice called course tools. You need to expand it. Once you do that, scroll down till you see the last but one choice which says test surveys and polls. Click on test surveys and polls. You have come up with three options. The first one is test, which we have already done in the previous tutorial. The second one is surveys, we will do it later inshallah. And the last one is polls. What do you mean by polls? The definition is here. Okay, the polls are set of questions that can be added to any test or survey. Polls are useful for storing questions and reusing them in more than one test. So it's a question bank in our layman language where all your questions will be stored, and you can use these questions whenever you need. So I'll open this polls, and the first thing is, by default you will not have any poll in your course if you have not created till now anything. If you have already created, then it will look like this. Now again, you need to work on these two options. One is build poll, the second one is import poll. Build poll is something which you are doing it for the first time, doing it from scratch. Import pool means if this pool is already created with you and you have exported it to a local computer, and later in a new course if you want to add the same pool, you can go to import pool and import that pool. However, since we are dealing with how to create a new pool, so I'll go and click on build pool. So now I'll give it a name as NDU question bank and then click on submit. It's very simple. Once I click on submit, I have an option that create a question, which will be a manual work, creating question one after another. The second one is find questionnaire. Find questions. Find questions means the questions which are already created on Blackboard and you want to utilize the same questions for a new question bank. So in this scenario, you will use the find questions. So now we will do with upload questions. Okay, if you remember, in the last tutorial we have created questions using Excel sheet. So now I will show you how you will create questions or question bank using the Excel sheet. I have already with me some samples. I'll show you a sample. If you remember, we have created one Excel document and for which we converted it to a notepad file. The first choice was multiple choice, then true or false, yes, short answer. So I'll close this. These were only 4 questions, but now we are building a pool. Pool means question bank with 50 questions, 100 questions, less than that, or even one question. It depends on your choice. So now I'll go to my templates. I have created question pools in Excel sheet using for MCQs, for essay, for okay. I'll show you how I did it. The first thing is I'll show you some MCQ question type template. If you want to create a question with true or false, the code will be TF. For essay, ESS, multiple choice, MC, multiple answers, MA, ordering, ORD, matching, MAT, fill in the blank, FIB, file response, and so on. So these are the codes for your question types. For each code, this is the template format. The next to the code, you will write in the next value, you will copy paste the question. You can type the question manually, or you can copy paste the question from a Word document or from internet, from any other resource. If it's true or false, the answer goes here. So no worries, I'll add this template, I'll add this complete sheet along with this video. Okay, so these are the list of question types, and these are the list of shortcut codes for using these question types. Now you have to understand the scenario. Okay, now please pay attention what I'm trying to tell you. You can make question banks for multiple choice questions, or from true or false questions, or from short answer type questions, or from essay type. So here, if you see, I have created one complete question bank. Let me scroll down to see how many questions I have. I have almost 100 questions. Okay, and how did I do this? I simply type the first code as MC to tell the computer, to tell the Blackboard that this question is for multiple choice. Then in the next cell, I have copied and pasted the question. And since this is a multiple choice, the first choice I have mentioned it here, and I'm telling Blackboard that this first choice is correct. The second choice I have mentioned here, and I'm telling the Blackboard that this choice is wrong, incorrect. The same way, the third choice I have entered, copied, pasted from a Word document, or from internet, or from any other resource you have, and then I'm trying to tell the Blackboard that this is incorrect choice, and the fourth choice and also incorrect. So to me, this question has 4 choices. The first choice is correct. Like this, I will simply drag and drop all these things. If you want to copy paste all these questions again, for example, I want to drag MC, I want to add 5 more questions, I'll simply drag like this, it gets added. I have to copy paste some questions. For example, I want to copy paste one question like this, I'll copy paste. I want to copy paste one choice like this, I will copy paste choice. This choice is suppose incorrect. Okay, I'll write it here as incorrect, and I write another choice. So this is like here, and then incorrect, and then it will be same thing. I'm just doing it for sample to show you. Choice for, I'm sorry. So basically this is how we do it, and I'll mention this as correct. So this is how you will create multiple choice questions, or you can have a big pool with you. You can have 500 questions, 1000 questions. Either you can have it in different document for true or false or multiple choice, or either you can have all multiple choice, true or false, everything in one document. Okay, for example, I'll show you one example also. Let me open an Excel sheet to show you all question type test. Okay, here I have I have 30 questions. In 30 questions, 5 questions are true or false. From 1 to 5, these are true or false questions. From 7 to 10, multiple choice, then short answers, then essay. So you can create a question bank with this polls. So we will make 2 experiments today. I'll close all this to avoid any confusion for you. What I'll do is, I have a question bank for multiple choice. Okay, I'll open this question bank. I have 100 questions here. Then what I will do is, I will save this question bank inside the templates area. And if you remember, in the last tutorial we mentioned if it's Arabic, you will save it as Unicode. If it's the question and everything is in English, you will save at text tab delimited and then click save and press OK, and yes, that's it. Now when you go back, MCQ template text file is already created. So now you have to go back to your pools, click upload questions, the same procedure, and click on browse, select the file MCQ template, which I have already done it, and I would like to assign 2 points for each question, and click on submit and click on OK. I will have all my questions here. You see I have 100 questions here. So now this is one scenario. Scenario 2, this is scenario 1 where I have uploaded all one single type of questions like multiple choice. In scenario 2, I will go back to the Excel document. I'll close this, don't save, and I will go back to Excel document where I have all different question types in one single document: true or false, multiple choice, short answer, essay. And then I'll follow the same procedure. I'll click on file, I'll save as, go to the same folder and change the save as type to from Excel to test tab delimited, and then I'll simply click on save and then save and then save. And let me go back to see whether this all okay, this file has been created. If you see, there are true or false, multiple choice, short answers, essays. So in one file you can have all the different question types. Let me upload this also. Let me upload this also to the question pool, and I can do that in the same question pool. So I already have a pool canvas with the name and view question bank. If I click upload, the new questions will also get added in the same pool. If you want to create a new pool, you have to follow the same steps which I have followed to create a new pool. So I'll try to upload the questions in the same pool. I'll give it 2 points. Click on browse, use the first one, and then click on submit. So now I have lots and lots of questions, 53 items. Let me see. So all the questions gets added here, and now let me see the different question types. I have all pool questions. If I want to see only the essay questions, I will select essay here. When I select essay here, I will have these many essay questions, okay, and I have total of 10 essay questions. Then if I choose multiple choice, I will have all the multiple choice questions here. Let me see how many I have. I have 28 multiple choice questions. Then I have short answers. Once I click on it, I will find all the short answer questions which are 10 in number again. And the same thing, true or false. The true or false are again, I have 5. If I want to update the points 2 for true or false, I'm sorry, if I want to make essay, I'll remove all the choices and I'll just select essay. If you see, the essay has 2 points for each question, which is not very much fair enough. I want to have 10 points for essays. I'll select 10 and then click on update. Okay, I need to select this checkboxes as well to select all the questions. And if you have 2 pages, you will be able to select only 1 page questions. I need to click on show all to see all the questions on 1 page. When I click on show all, I will go up. I will select the top checkbox so that all the questions get selected. Then update the points to 10 and click on update. Before updating, the points are 2. After selecting all the questions, I entered 10 and then I'll click update. It says questions upload successful. Okay, let me see whether it got updated or no. That's great. You see the points have been upgraded. So this is how you can have a pool of questions or a question bank inside your course. Now the second scenario is how you will utilize these questions, how you will utilize this question bank. To do that, if you remember, there is an option to make test. So what I'll do is I'll go back to test, and the best approach to create test is from here. If you are a beginner, if you have already watched my tutorials, then the official or the most recommended way to build test is you need to go to course tools, then click on test surveys and pools, and then you need to click on test, and then click on build test. I'll show you what happens now. So what I'll do is I'll give a name as test from question bank, and then click submit. Once I click submit, I have an option to create question manually, which I will not use it because I have already created a pool. So what I'll do is I'll click on reuse questions. So I'll create a question set, or I can create a random block. In this scenario, we will learn for creating a random block. Okay, or you can simply choose questions one by one and make it a test. So let me have a question set. Suppose this is the first choice. We'll explain you the first one. So once you click on question set, a new pop-up opens in front of you. It will show you that you have 2 pools inside this course. I can select all the pools, and all the pool gets selected. Now to filter out that, I need to have question or exam only from multiple choice questions. I will select the question types. I will say multiple choice. Once I select this, automatically the system will filter and it will show me the list of multiple choice questions. Then if I want to add inside multiple choice in this exam, I want to add 2 types of questions. One is multiple choice and one is true or false. I can do that as well. However, in this current examination scenario, we are dealing with 1 question type at a time. So let me show you only for 1 question type at a time. Okay. Now you have all these questions in front of you. What you have to do is either you can select this question. I'm sorry, I'll open it again. You can select these few of these questions, like selecting one by one, or you can scroll up, select all these questions. Once you select all these questions, make sure if you have lots and lots of questions, it will be displayed in different pages. Once I make selection here, it will select only page 1 for me. I need to scroll down, make sure I select check or show all. So all the questions will be displayed in one single page, and then select this checkbox again so that all the questions get selected. Once I select all these questions, I have 33 questions. So these are only multiple choice questions. So what I do is I click on submit after selecting all the questions. Once I select all the questions from multiple choice, I would be given an option saying that total questions are 33. Out of 33, how many questions you want to display in the student's exam or in this exam? Out of 33, I want only 10 questions or 15 questions. So I'm sorry, I'll just enter 15, and I need to click on submit. So once I submit, it says that I have 33 questions and only 15 questions will be randomly picked out of these 33 questions. You can have a question bank for 300 questions as well, and you can display only 15 questions. Okay, every scenario is possible, inshallah, no worries about it. So once you do it, make sure the grades you want to assign for these questions will be 10 if you have already assigned it 10. I want it to be 5 in this. I'll click on submit and all the grades will be 5. Now you have all these questions and it's available as a question set. Scroll down and select OK. Okay, because you have done your work for adding questions by making a question set. Okay, now the new test which I have created here is called as test from question bank. Since it is created inside the test area, however, it doesn't reflect on the test link. So how to do that? Click on test, go to assessment, click on test. You see the new test which you have built becomes available here. Select that and then click on submit. Once you click on submit, you will go to the test options, scroll down. Make sure you don't select open test in a new window, keep it default. Make available to student, yes. Make add a new announcement, yes. And then scroll down and select the timer. If it's 60 minutes, 120 minutes, depends on how much time you would like to give the student. Once the students start taking the assessment, auto submit should be on. Display and after time should be used if you are using the test for 2 hours or 3 hours, and keep password inactive. As of now it's not required. Make sure you don't do anything in restrict location. Scroll down till you come to a point called due date. If your exam can be submitted within a time duration of 3 days or 4 days, then the maximum time you will assign for this exam submission is, for example, 3 days. In this situation, what happens, try to understand how it works. In this situation, you have assigned how much time duration for this exam? 60 minutes. And you keep this display after and until inactive. You don't do anything here. So once the student takes the test before 23rd of April, for example, the student can take the test today or tomorrow, anytime. The moment student takes the test, he will get 60 minutes to complete the test. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. I repeat, since the test duration is 60 minutes and the test due date is after 3 days, so anytime in this time duration of 3 days, whenever the student start taking the test, he will get 60 minutes to finish the test. So depending on this scenario, you need to decide how much time duration you will give to the student and in how many days the student have to submit. It could be 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, or whatever your decision is. Scroll down, make sure you select this box, you deselect this box and keep it unchecked, and scroll down and then randomize questions. Because you are taking question from pools, so out of the 33 questions inside this pool, it will select only 15 questions and then click submit. And the test has become available. This is all for this tutorial, and inshallah in the next tutorial we'll try to explain you how the student will take this test using their mobile phone. Assalamu alaikum.